I want to talk just a second, and since we've got the WNBA champions right here, but let's talk just a little bit about y'all's championship, because y'all did come from out of the dark. Yeah, I would say y'all were dark horses, but was there a certain moment that you realized this team has a shot to win the championship?
Well, I think the first moment was when we hired Coach DeMoss.
Absolutely. There you go.
I agree. Back in the spring when we brought her on board, I thought, we're going to win a championship.
Well, and you did.
And I proved you right.
She sure did.
Well, listen, I want to tell y'all this fact because I just realized it, but when Mickie went to Tennessee as an assistant, they played in the Final Four your first year and won it your second year. Right. So she goes to Indiana this summer and wins her first year. That's pretty good stats, Dunn.
It's amazing.
It's
amazing.
Yeah, exactly. I told Coach Dunn, you've been coaching the pros 13 years?
It seems like about 40, but
yeah. And so after we won, I said, Dunn, what took you so long? Yeah. DeMoss, I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
I said, I didn't have you.
Yep.
I think really the first time we knew we had a chance was after the Olympic break, and we came back better. Tamika Catchings came back with her third gold medal. And the players that weren't in the Olympics had worked hard and gotten better, and I just felt like there was a different chemistry there. And then we just kind of took off, and nobody picked us to beat Atlanta. A moment of silence for the Atlanta Dream. Nobody picked us to beat Connecticut, and certainly nobody picked us to beat Minnesota with 3 Olympians. And so it was just a great season.
It really was, and the game that really stands out in my mind, I mean, the Atlanta win was huge because they came and beat y'all pretty good in Indy on the first game, right?
Well, we really weren't ready for that game. I think we thought it was the next day. So, we started off with our foot in the hole, but then we regrouped and came back here.
Right. I mean, it was a great game here, but the game against Connecticut, did anybody out there see the game against Connecticut at Indiana when Brianne January threw herself out of bounds for that ball with 4 seconds left to go, threw it into someone, or Zealous, and she knocks down an elbow jumper.
Well, now that's one of the plays that we work on at the end of every practice.
Actually, I put that play in.
Yeah, DeMoss called it fever fanatic.
Yeah.
And we dive, and whoever's closest gets to get that shot.
Well, that was a heck of a play, DeMoss. Who taught you that play?
I'd like to give Pat Summit credit for that.
Okay.
Yes, we do those last-second shots, and it worked to perfection with the Fever.
We just changed the name.
Yeah. Right, there you go. And I could see Pat actually doing that as a drill. Throw yourself out of bounds, hit the table, and throw it back in bounds, and if you don't come up with some blood on your knees, you didn't work hard enough.
But that shot better go in.
That's right.
Exactly.
And then y'all end up playing Minnesota in the finals. And the 40-point lead in that third game was
Don't forget the second game where Cheryl lost her jacket,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She wasn't happy with the officials, but I wasn't either, and I didn't have on a jacket. So
right.
I learned a lesson that night.
We're just glad you didn't pull your top off.
Right. Well, I couldn't. I normally have a jacket, but when she threw that jacket and then the officials started calling every call their way, I thought, boy, I'm wearing a jacket from now on.
There you go. It's kind of interesting because you and her kind of bantered in the news a little bit. Y'all went back and forth, and the message boards got on it, newspapers got on it, but it's kind of fun, wasn't it?
Well, I was real disappointed in her behavior. I thought, now, wait a minute, I'm the older coach. I should have the first choice to throw that jacket, and so we bantered about that, but, Cheryl is a fantastic coach. Oh, my goodness gracious. Has done a tremendous job with Minnesota and with her talent, and it was all in fun, really was.
Absolutely, and you could tell really, especially at the end when y'all were congratulating each other and then talking about it in the paper, you knew that the fans got excited about it, and that's a good thing. So, but anyway, just congratulations on that. What, Mick?
Well, I'd like to say, and I know Coach Dunn is my boss, but let me tell you, she really did a fantastic job. How many of you watched the WNBA?
Yes.
I mean, she really did. I've learned so much under Lin, and just, for people that don't know much about the WNBA, just, they say, oh, this and that. And when you really watch it, it's a very complicated offenses we run, defensive schemes. And so I want to encourage you all to keep watching the WNBA because we do want to save that league and we want it to grow.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Lin, I heard a lot of people say that had they voted on Coach of the Year, prior to the finals, Lin Dunn would have been Coach of the Year, and there's no doubt about it. She absolutely coached her tail off, and her staff
Well, if
did.
I did that, then why is my tail so
Well,
big?
it's still there. But, Lynn, I just wanted to take this time to present you with something, because since this is the inaugural NellonWheels, turn around. This is the inaugural NellonWheels Coach of the Year for Lin Dunn. You're getting the first one, Lynn. The first one. There you go. That's beautiful.
You don't usually catch me off guard. You got me today. I really love the RV on top.